Starting off with Jack Doohan, and it's already not looking very good for this man at Alpine next year because he's basically already been replaced by Colapinto before his career even started. For those of you who don't know, his dad is Mick Doohan, a 5-time MotoGP world champion, and Jack also liked driving on 2 wheels until he broke his leg and then got gifted a go-kart by Michael Schumacher. One very interesting thing about him is that he has no championships in racing cars. Most rookies coming into F1 have at least one championship in the lower formulas. And if you're Antonelli, all of them. Don't get me wrong though, Doohan had a good karting career and ended up placing 3rd in the 2023 F2 season. So overall, I'm excited to see him race in 2025, and I hope he doesn't crumble under the pressure of Colapinto watching him closely after every mistake. Where have I seen this before? Next, we have Oliver Bearman. He hails from here, and he's only 19 years old. Damn man, he's only a year older than me. And in F1? What the fuck am I doing with my life? Unlike some other rookies, he's driven in F1 a couple times. The first time was in the 2024 Jeddah Grand Prix, where he had to step in last minute for science at Ferrari after his appendix decided to explode. Despite all that, he hopped in the car and drove like a madman, which led him to finish 7th ahead of some more seasoned F1 drivers, notably Lewis fucking Hamilton. This was enough to grab everyone's attention, but most importantly, the Haas F1 teams, who gave him a contract to race full time in 2025. And we saw him debut for them in Baku 2024 when he replaced Kevin Magnussen after he got a race ban for what does it say here? Acts of terrorism. He then crashed in FP3, but it's alright because he finished 10th in the race in a Haas, which is pretty good. We then saw him for the last time in Brazil, where he struggled a bit in the very wet conditions and ended up finishing 12th. Overall, I think he's a pretty good driver and does boast a really good junior career considering he won 2 F4 championships in the same year. Now, on to Gabriel Bortoleto. Now, I think this guy might be one of the most underrated rookies we have coming into 2025, and it's too bad he's driving the shitbox of a Sauber next year. This guy won his first ever race in F3 and ended up winning the championship in his rookie season too. He then stepped up to F2 and won his rookie season there as well, and even threw in a cheeky little P22 to P1 in Monza. Mind you, F2 is a spec series. We haven't seen him properly race in an F1 car yet, but honestly, I can't wait to in 2025, even though that 2024 Sauber was a genuine tractor on track until the last 2 races of the season. Next, we have Isaac Hadjar. The fact that this guy is paired with Yuki Tsunoda of all people has to be a match made in heaven, because if you ask most people to describe Isaac Hadjar in one word, they'll probably say emotional. Similarly to Doohan, he hasn't won a championship in an open wheel car, but he did finish within the top 3 for his F3 rookie season. For his F2 season, it all came down to the final race in Abu Dhabi, where he was close on points with Gabriel Bortoleto, and he stalled his engine on the starting grid, causing him to lose a chance at the F2 championship. Man, that fucking sucks. But hey, he's in F1 next year, so who really lost? Liam Lawson. I couldn't forget everyone's favorite New Zealander and the #1 Sergio Perez hater himself. We first saw him in F1 after Daniel Ricciardo absolutely obliterated his hand at Zandvoort in 2023, and we had Liam replace him for quali and the race. And he actually did pretty good considering it was a wet race and his F1 debut. Fast forward 2 races and we already have this guy knocking out Max Verstappen. In 2024, he ended up replacing Daniel Ricciardo from the USA Grand Prix all the way to the end of the season after Danny was, well, not given a proper send-off. I'm not crying, you are. Liam actually ended up doing very well in that race considering he started at the back of the grid due to an engine penalty, but ended up finishing 9th with this crazy ass overtake on Alonso into turn 1. And only 1 race later in Mexico, we saw him tell Sergio Perez to fuck off. And fuck off he did. And honestly, I can't say I dislike the guy. His aggressive driving style and on-track antics make him very entertaining to watch. He's got the 2nd Red Bull seat next year, and do I think he should have gotten it? No. But knowing the politics going on between Honda and Red Bull, Yuki never had a chance anyways. Regardless, I hope we don't see Liam fall victim to the 2nd Red Bull seat curse. But this is looking less likely considering Red Bull is focusing on car drivability next year instead of pure performance. I'm sorry, Perez. Too little, too late. And finally, we have Kimi Antonelli, Toto Wolff's wet dream himself, and for good reason. This little Italian man boasts a pretty crazy junior career, and now I'm gonna list every single one of his achievements. In 2015, he won the Italian Karting Championship. In 2018, he won the WSK Champions Cup. In 2019, he won the FIA European Karting Championship as a junior, and then won the same championship as a senior again the next year in 2020. He hopped into racing cars for his first full season in 2022 for the Italian F4 Championship, and won with Prema Racing, and also won the ADAC Formula 4 Championship at the same time. In 2023, he then won the Formula Regional Middle East Championship and the Formula Regional European Championship once again in the same year. F2 was the first place where this guy didn't look unstoppable, since he only finished 6th place with 2 wins and 3 podiums. But honestly, I don't think you can downplay his junior career despite his F2 result, because man, just look at that stacked career. We saw him hop into an F1 car for FP1 in Italy, and he did end up setting the fastest lap before conveniently parking George's W15 into the wall with a staggering 52G crash. For reference, this one was 51Gs, and everyone thought Hamilton fucking murdered the man. Honestly, I'm just excited to see him in an F1 car for a full season, because based on what we've seen so far, he seems to drive every lap like it's all or nothing, and we love gamblers. So that concludes my explanation of every rookie for the 2025 F1 season. This is quite literally the first post on this account. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, because we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the 2025 season starts.